SIU can probe Eskom and death toll rises in Europe cold snap. Good day to you. The Special Investigating Unit can now investigate corruption, fraud and maladministration at power utility Eskom. A presidential proclamation has been issued authorizing such a probe. The proclamation means the unit can use its powers to order any Eskom employee to produce specific documents or appear before it to answer questions. If any criminal matters are identified, they'll be referred to the relevant prosecuting authority for action. Eskom spokesperson Hilary Joffe.
We wanted to address any perceptions of wrongdoings, and we wanted them to come in and do a thorough probe of the organization, particularly in areas such as procurement. That has now been formalized in the proclamation which the President has issued, so that the work can now go forward.
A child who was brain damaged through the negligence of staff at an East Rand hospital has been paid his first compensation installment by the Gauteng Health Department. The South Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg has ruled that the family of 11-year-old Sibusiso Kanye be paid 9.25 million rand in 3 installments. In October, a sheriff of the court attached 1 million rand's worth of office equipment from the Gauteng Premier's office because the child's claim hadn't been paid. Kanye lives with cerebral palsy as a result of the hospital's negligence. Gauteng Health spokesperson Simon Zwane.
It has been agreed that the payment must be paid in 3 installments, and the department has already made the initial installment. The others will be coming in the coming months, and the matter has concluded.
A woman allegedly involved in a series of armed robberies and burglaries in Mamelodi near Pretoria has been arrested. Police in the Tshwane Metro say she claims to be a meter reader and is assisted by male accomplices. Spokesperson Shawani Sepato.
The Silverton police arrested a 29-year-old woman who was apparently involved in a house robbery. It is alleged that 2 females approached a house where they found a domestic worker busy feeding a child. One of them suddenly produced a firearm and pointed it at the domestic worker, forcing her to open the house. Load of electrical appliances that were inside the house and the jewelry was taken.
A heated verbal exchange has occurred between National Council of Provinces delegation leader Nozipho Ntwanambi of the ANC and Free State DA leader Royal Jankelson at hearings in Bloemfontein on the Protection of State Information Bill. He told the committee during the hearings in Bloemfontein that he'd been struggling to get information about the state of corruption in municipalities and that if the bill became law, it would be even more difficult to obtain this information. Ntwanambi countered by telling him that he was misleading the public, as the information he sought was already in the public domain. Jankelson replied that he was not at the hearing to debate issues with the NCOP delegation. Dozens more people have died from the cold in Europe, mainly in the east, with the continent's 3-week death toll passing 450. Many of the victims were the homeless, elderly and people in remote villages isolated by heavy snow. Temperatures have often dipped lower than minus 30 degrees Celsius in some regions, and the frosty spell is expected to continue. The latest deaths have been reported in Poland, Hungary and Romania. Canada's Prime Minister is visiting China for talks that will focus on oil sales and other economic ties, following a decision by the US to block a major oil pipeline project on environmental grounds. The top story: the Special Investigating Unit can now investigate corruption, fraud and maladministration at Eskom.